To other news now, and should the government hive off part of the historic Uhuru Parkway to pave way for the construction of a road? Well, plans to slice part of the park for construction of the JKIA Waiyaki Way Expressway has been met with resistance by civil society groups who say that the park should be preserved. But will the government budge? Kimani Mbugwa is standing by with Nairobi's City County Executive for Transport, Roads and Public Works, Highton, and Mr. Highton, who is also part of the planning committee for the expressway. Kimani, over to you.
Well, good morning, Zinzi, and we are coming to you live from Uhuru Park this morning. This is a very controversial story that broke about 2 weeks ago, and it has been eliciting a lot of reactions on social media as to whether the expressway, while it is passing through the city or through the CBD, it will affect this part of Uhuru Park. They say it's 23 meters from Uhuru Highway to where we're standing. We're standing about 20 meters from Uhuru Park, or from Uhuru Highway, which is the land that is in question here. It's about 1.3 acres of land inside the park. And I talked to Hitan Bajevdia, who is a county executive for public transport, public works transport, and he heads the county executive for transport and public works. And I wanted to get his mind on whether what he thinks about Uhuru Park being hived off to pave way for the construction of the expressway, which is obviously the plans have already been laid out, and this road is going to be passing through here. This is what he had to say yesterday when I talked to him, caught up with him somewhere around the city. This is what he had to say.
I respect Wangari Maathai. What she has done, me and you will never be able to do or achieve in this life of ours. But, you know, she was preserving the park. There were people who wanted to eat the park. I remember when we were in school, we used to see a Mabati fence round. They wanted to take up almost half the park. This is not the case. Let the highway reach where it's coming. You'll see, you know, all this noise will be quiet because it's just a little strip. It's just, I think if we meet next time, I'll show you the drawings and you see, it's just a little strip, but you know, the Kenyans like to politicize everything. So they politicized this, and it was so surprising to see somebody saying that the expressway is passing right in the center of the park. I mean, they're just exaggerating things.
All right. So that is what he had to say yesterday concerning the hiving off of the park. Remember, he heads the city's Department for Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, and he's also part of the planning committee for the expressway. And another thing that people are not aware, most people are not aware of the expressway, and I have seen Ken had tweet this, and also today there's an article on the government paper, MyGov, explaining the charges that will be charged on the expressway. That is, the road starts from Lolongo all the way to James Gishuru. Now, there will be a toll charge of 11 shillings per kilometer. So it's going to cost you about 300 shillings from Lolongo all the way to James Gishuru. So a lot of motorists are not aware of this. If you want to use the expressway, you will have to pay about 300 shillings. So that's kind of paying to be your own Uber driver. And I asked him about it, and this is what he had to say.
This is the first time that such an arrangement has been made. The government is not spending any money. The government is facilitating for construction of this road. So the investor is building that road and he is going to recover from the toll charges. So it does not mean that if there is that road, there is no other road. You can still use the normal highway, but if you want to reach faster, if you want to reach with comfort and fast, you use the expressway. So you will still have an option.
Right, so those are his sentiments on how motorists are going to be charged to use the expressway. So these are some of the controversies that have come, you know, with the expressway, some of the concerns, including the hiving off of part of this land here at Uhuru Park. And remember, this land Uhuru Park has a lot of sentimental value and a lot of history, especially where we're standing here. Behind you will see the board at the Green Belt Movement, the Memorial Park. This is a place that has been associated with a lot of, you know, environmentalists do not want anything done to this land. And we will see whether the government will budge. Maybe they'll find alternative plans. But according to the political class and the people who are involved in this, they do not want to go against the grain, because this project is backed by the president and the State House. So a lot of them do not want to appear like they're going against these plans. But we'll see whether the construction is going to actually come through. But if it goes through, it will be about 23 meters of land here on Uhuru Park to be hived off to pave way for the expressway.